What's going on, everybody? Robert Lee TV. How you doing? How you doing? Give it a minute to let everybody know I'm going. I'm doing the show tonight. Like I said, we'll be streaming here on Facebook and on my YouTube channel. Tonight is not going to be not going to talk about relationships or anything like that. There was a post that I had made, and it was in reference to, and this is just me. So some people may not be interested. I might not have a lot of people to actually come on this live and hear what a brother has to say. But I'm gonna share it to a particular group that I'm a part of. It's called, Memphis need to raise its expectations. So when we get through with this later on tonight, I'm gonna share it to the group. But I had made a post on my page, and I was talking about Shelby County schools, where, in my opinion, it is time for the citizenship and the majority, which is the black community, to pull their children out of Memphis City schools, because Memphis City schools is not educating our children. Okay, we just need to say that completely. Every superintendent we had, even now with Ray that we got, the school board that we have is not worth anything. The superintendent is not worth anything. So that trickles down into the administration that is up under those people that are working for Shelby County School, the administrator, whatever, all these different coordinators and all this. It trickles on down to the principals, it trickles on down to the teachers. And this is why we see what we see. But the main reason why we see what we see when we're dealing with our school system or any urban schools, I'm only going to talk about mine. If other people see this live, they can add their schools onto it or whatever. But the number one reason why our school system is in the condition that it is, us, our community, when they know that there's just a small pocket of people that actually care about the education of the children or their children that's attending a school system, but they know the majority is not paying any attention to education, or they really care one way or the other what the school system does, they're going to continue doing what they're doing. Now I'm gonna give in this thing tonight. I'm gonna give our solutions what I think that it happened, but I'm gonna go over some of the things that in that group we had a good discussion behind it, and we was discussing that some people, like I said, private school, we need to deal with the voucher program, because see, here's the reality in the black community when it comes to education. All the options we have is public and charter. Now we see what happens to the charter schools. Every time a charter school comes up, you have an audit or whatever the case may be with charter schools. The state is giving you funding. You're picking up a few dollars from the federal government, picking up a few dollars from the state. Soon as we check the books, money has been embezzled or money is being misappropriated in the schools. So in other words, money's missing. And I'm just going to say it like this here. You got individuals out here. What they're doing is they're going to buy a new suit. They putting the money down on putting money down on a new house. They buying cars. They buying pumps. They getting hair done. They're not doing what they supposed to do with the money. Because every time we have somebody come up with a charter school, always gonna be excellent. We gonna educate, but every time we turn around, every time it's always something about the money. Somebody over there done put their hand in the cookie jar and they done went and bought a house. They done bought a car. Now the public school system, this has been this way for centuries, especially in the black community, because again, a long time it was just the truth. They didn't want to educate us. But by any state charter, I'm only going to talk about my state, by the Tennessee state charter, children that live within the county is responsible for the education of those children. Now, we had to come up with our own school system because back in the day, the white people that lived in Shelby County and this, that, and another, they didn't want us going to school with their kids. So we came up with Memphis City Schools. That's what we came up with. And it has been tore up from the flow up ever since. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why it's like that is because in the black community, you have no other option. You see the public school or charter school. And now every time you turn around, really it's only public. But everybody else has an option. Now, some of the people in the post was talking about poverty and this, that, and another. Well, like I said, sometimes if you want your children to have the best, if you want your children to have, and we talking about education, sometimes you got to make a sacrifice. See, the reason why they're not worried about, like I told you before in a prior meeting, I'm still going to use that. We don't worry. I'm going to flip the words around a little bit. We don't worry about the parents of Shelby County schools or Memphis City schools or the new name they came up with, Memphis and Shelby County schools. We don't worry about those parents because they lay down. We're not worried about them. We don't have any, because most of those parents, they really don't care about education. See, in the Black community at one point in time, education was number one. What you said, love, that's my aunt, love, Dan, right. How to make a sacrifice sometimes. Yes. You know what I'm saying? But so I won't lose my point. Hey, Diana, baby. Hey, glad you came in. But here's the reality behind it. Black, at one point in time, in the Black community, education was number one because we knew how much knowledge is power. If you have knowledge, it's very unlikely somebody be able to get, you're going to be duped a little bit, or as we said, we might get played a little bit or whatever the case may be. But if you got knowledge, can't nobody, 9 times out of 10, people can't play you. You understand what I'm saying? They just can't tell you anything because you have the ability to read, to go and research, go and check it for yourself. You see what I'm saying? So that was why our great-grandparents or grandparents was pushing our parents about education. And even our parents had pushed us back. But now we got this newfangled thing in the world. We got people out here now talking about, you don't need high school education. You don't need trade school. You don't need none of that, man. Just be creative. That's all we talking about now. But in the Black community, it was paramount that we were on top of education. We wanted our children to be educated. And if you didn't do it, we're going to make you feel it. We're going to embarrass you. We're going to protest. We're going to talk to the media. We're going to do everything on the thing to make sure that you understand we paying attention. But in this day and time now, they already know. Most of folks in the Black community, they don't care nothing about education. Our mind is somewhere else. We don't care what's going on in the school. We don't care. That, like I said, we have a small pocket of people, but they ain't worried about that. That's just like a fly. It's just irritating. That's all, just a fly. We can spray some air and get them away because the majority of the people, they don't care nothing about education. The majority of us don't care. And all we got is public schools. That's all we got. That's the only option in the Black community we got. The reason why they don't want the voucher program to go on, the reason why they don't want the vouchers is because they know that most of the people will leave the schools. They will go to other educators. Here's the thing behind it. Every other community got public school. They got private schools. You see what I'm saying? Even if they got charter school, the parents are on top of it. Black folks, we ain't on top of that. We don't care nothing about that, man. You can have a school board meeting and it's empty. Now, if I talk about I'm finna change the bus routes, if I'm finna do something about that, and you mad because you got to get out the bed 30 minutes early or maybe an hour early, you're gonna leave that alone, because that's the only thing you only concerned about you. You're not concerned about the education of the children. So first, it starts with us. The reason why urban schools are like they are because Black parents, male and female, mothers and fathers, we don't give a damn about education. Now, see, with me, they gonna say, well, this just like in that group, that brother there speaking, oh, he's just one little small voice in the wind. We got these folks over here. We got them under control. There was a thing that was back in the day. They used to say it like this here. In the South, when the civil rights movement was going on, and you had people, what they didn't like, I'm gonna use like I said, I'm gonna use me. They hated black folks like me, or black male or black female like me, because see, when I come down, see, I'm a uppity Negro. You see, or they use it. I'm a uppity nigga. You educated niggas. You niggas that know something. You niggas that educated yourself. You coming down here stirring up our good Negroes or our good niggas. You know why? Because we got them under control. See, here's the thing. We don't want you coming talking to our Negro, because we got them under control. Because if they start listening to you mess around and tell them to educate themselves, or you show them, or you teach them how to educate, or show them the way that it could improve the system that they're dealing in, we lose control of these Negroes. See, the reason why one of the stepping stones in politics is the school board, especially urban school board districts, is because you can get in there and lie to the people. You can get you some spotlight. You can do a little talking, and that sets you up for the city council, board of aldermen, whatever you can. Usually that will happen. You go from school board, then you jump over here to city hall. You jump over here I'm just gonna use you jump over here to city hall, or you jump over here to the county commission, whatever case may be. It's a stepping stone. Because there's no one's edgy, no one cares. They already know that. They already know that these programs, they know they're not coming up with any program. They're not intending to. Like I told you here in my city. Yes, the superintendent makes $300,000 a year. But I can't understand, why would you pay? Yeah, it's a large school district. I understand, but you paying a man $300,000 a year. He is riding around in a luxury vehicle. Plus, he has a security officer driving him around to school. You are the school superintendent. No one's finna assassinate you. Nobody's finna jump on you. Nobody's finna do nothing to you. So what the hell you got a personal driver for that's driving out to your crib with some Starbucks and a scone in their hand and handing you some newspaper, and you talking about your agenda for the day, and this is the schools, this is where we finna drive, this is where we finna go. But your school is failing. Your system is failing. And the first place that failing comes from is the parents, because we see it failing. What can we do? Cause a stank? We did it back in the day with the civil rights movement. We did it then. We did it in the 70s. We did it in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? With the Black Power movement, we did it then. But again, see, today, like I told you, just like I told you back in the day, how it used to be, they don't want me to come down, and they don't want me speaking. They don't want me to, because I might actually stir up their good Negroes. And if you do that, you're going to cause us some problems. You're going to cause us to actually fix the system. You're going to cause us to cut costs. You know what I'm saying? You can pay the man $300,000 a year, but you ain't got to give him a luxury vehicle. What does he need a security officer for? Explain to me, why does the superintendent of schools need somebody walking around him that's armed? You are a school superintendent. What is that for? That security officer could be used in the school system that you already said that you got security issues, you got problems, you got all this going on. So that one security officer that you got driving around with the superintendent, he could be in the school somewhere where he's supposed to be. You're a school superintendent. Do principals have armed security with them? Do they have that when principals got to go to conferences? Does the security officer pull up and the principal walk about the school and jump on the passenger side and they take them to a conference and whatever the case may be? Is that going on? So why does the superintendent need one? Here's another problem. When I was talking about private schools, a lot of people were getting in their feelings. But again, why is it that if here's the thing, and I'm cutting through because I want to get to certain points, but when I talked about private schools, people you going in public school ain't going nowhere. All 50 states, baby, got to have public school. And just because you lose 10% of that. Well, the funding, okay. What you worry when they say they worried about funding, they're not worried because there's no programs in the school. Most of these schools don't have band. Most of these schools don't have band. They don't have glee club. They barely got uniforms. They barely got anything in these schools that's gonna, like you said, put a fire up under them to educate the kid. What they worried when they say they worried about funding, they worried about them six figures, baby. If we lose schools, I'm gonna go from probably I'm just gonna use small 120,000. I'm gonna drop down to $85,000 a year. That's when they talk about they worried about funding. That's what they worried about, people. They're not worried about funding. They're gonna lose funding to get it to them, because here's another thing. When you talk about special needs, special education, you got federal dollars and state dollars coming for that. Now, some people say, well, it's true. Private schools do not have to honor ADA and IEP. Basically, they don't have to honor that. They don't have to. But let me say this. My son went to Lausanne. There are children that go to Lausanne that's autistic. We have individuals. We have it. It's at the school. So there's no that people try to say the public, yeah, private school don't have to do it, but it makes good business sense that you would provide programs. But not all private schools, it's true, they don't have to. But let's stop playing the game. Because even in the public school system, the special education or special needs programs in the public school, they ain't hitting on nothing. They ain't hitting on nothing. We already know that. So let's stop playing that game. That when we talk about funding, we're gonna, if we put out the voucher program and children leave the public school system and they go to private schools and this, that, another, we're gonna lose funding. Funding for what? What are you funding? You worried about 120,000, you worried about 130,000, you 119,000, you worried about 95,000, you worried about 97,000. That's what you worried about. If the kids leave the school, you're gonna have to take a pay cut. That's what you worried about. You ain't worried about the programs. Because here's another situation, like I said before. Like I said, private schools, they got IT going on. They got all these different things going on at the private school. Some of us, ain't no need of us lying. Some of us done looked at private school websites and see the curriculum and the things that they're offering. But you ain't offered that in public school. We want to know why? Because, see, the public school system, if we want to, here's a solution for you. Why is it that in the public school system, you remove vocational programs? Because look, every child is not going to go to college. Every child is not going to go to college. But we pretend like this is another one of the comments. People were upset when I turned around and said, what I'm going to tell you now. Here's the situation. Why are we pretending like somebody, if they're an auto mechanic, if they do HVAC, if they do roofing, carpentry work, plumbing, why we act like that? Them folks don't make no money. Why are we trying to pretend like, well, man, see, we got to go into sciences and this, that, another, and engineering and all that. Yes, we do. We need doctors, lawyers, we need scientists and all that, but we still need plumbers. We need folks to work on air conditioning. We still got roofs that need to be done. We still got driveways need to be pulled. We got all that going on. You see what I'm saying? Because not everybody is going to go. But here's the situation. Just like they did in the past, when they shut down the manufacturing in when they closed down the plant. See, it used to be you could graduate high school, I'm using my city, you could go to Caterpillar, man, you could go to International Harvester, you could go to Humpco, you had all this manufacturing plants and this, that, and that. So a brother could leave high school, didn't have to go to college, didn't have to go to the military, go right into manufacturing, buy a home, get married, be the father in the home, him and the woman living together, having a nice mother. They shut that down. Now, when they shut that down, they're like, okay, they shut that. Then they remove. Well, okay, we done killed off. We done removed the man out the house. But you still in high school, you still had young men that were still able to go learn auto mechanics, brick masonry. You had heating, all this in high school. You see what I'm saying? But you know what they did? Because of funding, we got to remove this. Again, you're removing the ability for young black men. And even today, in these days of time, you got women that's doing heating, air conditioning. You got women doing plumbing. You got women that are auto mechanics. You got all that. So you don't remove, still the point I'm making, you have removed the black male out. Now you don't remove that. So what else you got? So that's where the pipeline goes. We talk about the prison pipeline. See, if he can't read, if he ain't able to read on a third grade level, we already know we need 2 more prisons. We already know we need 2 more prisons, whether private or whatever. We need 2 more prisons because what we done did when he go through this school system, when he graduate, what it is. Why has a child got to wait to go to vocation, to go to Tennessee Technology or go to Moortech before he gets certified? That doesn't mean Moortech gonna go out of business. That doesn't mean vocational centers are going to leave. When these children, when these young men and young women that are interested in these days, that's interested, when they get ready, they 17, 18 years old, they are a certified mechanic. Okay, they're a certified plumber, they certified HV. Now they can still go to vocational school to get further training, but when they graduate high school, you hand them a high school diploma, plus they have a certificate. I am a certified mechanic. See that, young, but see, here's the thing behind it. Again, this is not conspiracy. Look at it. They removed the manufacturing out the neighborhood in the 70s. Then in the late 90s, they removed vocation from the school. So because they already knew, not like I said, not every child is going to go to college. They knew this. So what you left it wide open. Oh, there's nothing in the job market. Some of these guys don't even qualify for the military. There's nothing left. So now you continue the cycle of poverty. You continue the cycle. They know what they're doing. So that for all that money went away, where did it go? You ain't got no special programs. You ain't got nothing. What you do with that money? When you got rid of auto mechanics, when you got rid of brick masonry, when you got rid of carpentry, when you got rid of plumbing, when you got rid of welding, all this that was in high school, where did that money go? Because when you look at, like I said, look at my city. When we have Christmas parade, look at the bands, people. When we have the Christmas parade in that city, look at the high school bands, people. We don't even, and this is me, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, that live here in Memphis is still connected to the All West. We don't even participate in All West Tennessee chorus. Well, sure, they ain't into no choir robbery. They round here rapping, they round here singing. So why wouldn't you be interested in somebody teaching you how to read music, teaching you how to play a piano, teaching you percussions with a drum? Come on now. But again, if we take this away, we taking them straight to the pipeline. We taking the young men to the pipeline of the prison. Now we got our young black women going to that same motherfucking pipeline. They going. Because again, everybody's not going to go to college. Everybody's not going to go to college. Hey, love. Hey, Afri. Hey, I know I'm not about to pronounce the name. Hey, Afri, baby. But that's what I'm saying. That's the reality of it. Now, to the other point that I was making. So when I was talking to the group, and like I said, for those who are interested, if you want to join the group, it's called Memphis Raise Its Expectation. Talk about politics, things that are going on in the city, the government, and this, that, and up. That's what we talk about, particularly in that group. And also, I put on the post, they were talking about, well, private schools, man. Robert Lee, what about private school? Why not? In the black community, we don't have no option. All we got is public. That's it. Everybody else got public. charter, they got private, and here's the crazy thing about it. When I mention church, Lord, what I mention church for? When I mentioned, hey, well, wait a minute, man. Okay, we need our own educational system. And a lot of us talk about our children, we better served if we had religion involved, spirituality involved, whether it's Christian, whatever the case may be, I'm just gonna stay on the Christian level, this, that, and that. We need all that going on. No, Robert Lee, we can't, y'all gotta stop looking for the black church, man. What y'all doing? Well, where the hell the historical black colleges come from? But again, they know black folks ain't concerned about education. See, when you start talking about the churches, why don't you start K through 8? Or you start pre-K through 8? You know what I'm saying? I didn't even go up to 12. Just start K through 8. Giving these kids a head start. Give them K through 8. Every time we talk about doing something in the black community, we can't do it. It's too hard. And it's us. Ain't nobody else. It's us telling them, no, man, we can't do that. No, again. The reason why that's a problem in the black church, like again, we're not concerned about education. See, most of these pastors, most of these deacons, most of these mothers of the church and first ladies, and even some of these congregations, see, we don't want to mess with the collection plate. See, we actually start a school, we got to be about business. That ain't messing with, look, my son went to Christ the King, K through 8. That ain't messing with their tax status. That ain't messing with their tax status. That ain't got nothing to do with it. It ain't finna mess up. It ain't finna, you ain't gotta pay no tax. You ain't gotta worry about that. That ain't a problem. No, again, we are too worried about us being sick. Like I told most of these pastors. You ain't gonna see most of these pastors talk about, look, I want to start a school at this church because we need to have our children here. We need to pray over our children during the school day there. Say, you ain't gonna hear no pastor saying that. You know why you not gonna hear a pastor saying that? I can't get my bins. I can't get my shoes. My first lady can't get her toes done. She can't wear no big ass hat. We can't do that no more. Because see, now we got to take some of that money and we got to invest into the school. We got one, I think it's one church here that exercise one. But in Shelby County, Tennessee alone, 4,192 churches that are black in Shelby County. Shelby County, Tennessee is the #1 county in the United States of America. We have the most churches in a county. We have 4,192 black churches in this county. That's not including the white. That's not including the white congregations. We're just talking about black. So basically what you damn near got 4,200 schools, 4,200 churches in this city, and ain't now one of them talking about educating the children. Now one of them. That ain't our issue, man. We here to save souls, man. We bringing folks to the greatness of God. That's what we doing. That's what we support. That's what they say you're doing. But everybody else around you, FACS, MUS, Christian Brothers, I could keep going on and on and on. St. Mary, all these folks here. Everybody else got options. They can send their child to public school. They can send them to a decent charter school, or they can send them to a private school. The only thing in the black community we got is public school, and it's tore up from the floor up, and we are scared to open our mouths up. We, for whatever reason it is, we scared. A lot of those folks on the school board, they ain't worth the fuck. They ain't worth the. Here's one of the craziest things that I ever heard of. These individuals on the school board wanted to have a school board appreciation day. They wanted all the students in the school to write letters and say how much you love them and you appreciate your school board and you love your superintendent and all this old mess. Most of those school board members can't name not damn child in their school district unless they church members, unless it's their nieces and nephews. They can't give you full name. They can't give you parents' name enough. But again, look at what they want you to do. They want you to sit around and it's self-gratification. Praise me. You ain't done nothing. What have you done for us to sit around and appreciate you for? What have you come up with? Nothing. You can't even come up with. You don't even want to pay your teachers. You don't even want, but you want us to appreciate. You want to have a day where we appreciate you. Really? For what? What do we appreciate you for? You ain't done nothing. But like I said again, going back to civil rights movement, black men like me, black women like me. See, we in other words, we them northern Negroes, we them educated Negro. You coming down here, you causing problems, stirring up these good niggas that we got down here. They ain't saying a word, and we making money hand over foot. That's exactly what we doing. We making money hand over foot. And you ain't finna stop there. Why? Because in the black community, we do not care about our education of our children. Robert E., how can you say that? Why is the school system like it is? Why is it that the Shelby County, Memphis City, Memphis, Shelby County, whatever the name they gonna come up with, why ain't we on CNN? Why ain't we on CNN? Why ain't we talking plumb bad about our school board? Why ain't we talking plumb bad about our superintendent? Why is that ain't happening? They already know they got these niggas down here baited down, man. It's just the truth. Like I said with the program, why is it that you cannot put auto mechanics in the school, and at the end of the year, like I said, when the child graduates, he gets his diploma, he takes the state exam to be an auto mechanic. He takes the state exam to be heating and air. He takes the state exam to do plumbing. And when he comes out, he's certified. And he could be 17, 18 years old. And he can go to work for somebody. Because, like I said, he's not going to college. And he might not want to go to the military. Why can't we do that? You gonna find some old crazy ass with somebody, just like somebody in the group. Oh, Robert Lee, them days is over with. So you mean to tell me we got car shield, we got all these different things come on TV talking about auto repair, this, what we already know. It's not even worth saying it, but I'm saying it anyway. Man, we know damn well ain't no auto mechanic person doing heating, air, folks doing plumbing. They don't make no $15 an hour. See, if you do that, you giving the ability of a person, you giving a young person the ability to be able to maintain themselves. If a young man wants to marry and raise his family, he can raise his family with that kind of income. We already know sometimes on heating, HVAC, you can make $2,000 a day. Sometimes you can make $2,000 a day. If you start your business, you can make $2,000 a day. And if you want small number, you can make $800 a day. All depends on if your business is running. Same thing with plumbing. We already know the roofing is going on, but you know what? Like I said, they don't want that in the high schools, because what's going to end up happening is that you're going to have viable men, black men in the community. And like I said, in these days, you're going to have a vibrant community, male and female, that's able to, they're going to be able to, because they started out in poverty. They went to public school in poverty, but they decided, I'm going to get this, when I get this mechanic license, when I get this plumbing license, when I get this heat and air conditioning license, I'm going to leave poverty. We can't do that. We can't do that. We don't even have IT in the school. We don't even have IT in every school. Why don't you, since you talk about we in the technology age, why don't we have IT in every high school? They can be certified as an IT technician when they graduate school, and they can go to work for somebody or start their own business. Why don't you? Because again, you messing with the pipeline. That is the reason why they doing what they doing. It got nothing to do with conspiracy. The reason why in the black communities like that, this is why I made that say black folks need to remove their children out of public school. They need to remove that. That was me and my son's mother. And he going private. We ain't even fuck with that system. Even though me and his mother both came out of the public school system, we already knew throughout the years as we was adults, and we see what, man, I'm not finna send my son over there to that bullshit. I'm not finna send him into that bullshit. Send him right over here. Well, what makes it? Well, I'm just saying. Like I said, some of y'all go. I ain't gotta go through all. Just go to the Lausanne. Go to the Lausanne website and look at the academic. Look at the curriculum. Look at what they offer. I'm just saying. Now, if there was a black private school, he definitely would be, because me and his mother, he would have definitely been in there. But hell, this is the only other option we got, because public school is fucked up. We're not sending them over there. We ain't finna do it. But most of us, man, we're not worried about the education of our children anymore in the black community. We don't even want to consider historical black colleges anymore. With our first complaint, we are just like with school system. Man, they don't offer this. They don't offer that. They don't have this. You know why they don't offer it? Because you ain't paying no tuition to go. See, they have convinced you that the mainstream schools is better than your historical black colleges. But here's a kicker behind it. This is an old stat. This come from 2018. And I'm pretty sure it's about the same, or maybe it grew up by 1 or 2 points. In 2018, the only historical black medical school in the United States, which is located in Nashville, Tennessee, McNary Medical School, 35% of the school students at population that attend the school, 35% of their population is non-black. And it's growing every so many years. But we have convinced ourselves, if we go, see, our child, we want to be able to say our child went to the university of this, the university of that. A pharmacist is a pharmacist. A doctor is a doctor. Gonna make the same amount of motherfucker. What you think because he went to he went to a historical black medical school that they don't recognize, all of a sudden he gonna make less money? Bullshit. You've been trained. See, a lot of us, we want to do show. Like I told you again, in our community, we want to do a lot of show. That's what we want to do. We want to be able to say our child went to the university of this, they belong to this. My child went to a prestigious, fuck all that, man. Is your child educated? Because just like them, just because your child went to that college, it's just a name. That don't mean they know anything. That's all I'm saying. It really don't matter. It's what's in here that's going to make you or break you. I'm just saying. It costs sometimes. It costs even less to go to this medical school than to go to that, and you're going to do the same thing. And it's mighty funny if they ain't hitting on none. Why are a lot of these other going from mainstream universities? Why are they going? They were teaching at UCLA and this, that, another, Harvard. And why are they coming over here to Howard University? Why are they doing that? Why are they going to Morehouse? They leaving Yale to come teach at Morehouse. Not to run the department. They leaving Yale to come down from Yale and teach at Morehouse. But if Morehouse ain't hitting no shit. Again, people, until we decide that we are concerned about the education in our community, that's what it is. We want to end poverty, we got to end it. One of the sure ways to end poverty for our young black men, we need to bring vocation back into the high school. And we can get it in there. We just got to cut up about it. I guarantee you that. Because I'm saying for the black, but there's some folks up in Middle Tennessee, Eastern Tennessee. Them brothers, hey, some of our white brothers, hey, they just as poor as us. They living in trailer parks. They in the trailer parks. We in the projects. Ain't no difference. They would love to have that because they'll be able to maintain themselves. But it starts with us, man. Are we really concerned about the education of our children? Some of the people were talking about special needs. They not attending. Okay, you have the parents that have special needs children, special education children. Why ain't you cutting up? Y'all know who you are. Y'all talk to each other on the phone. When you pull up to the school, you're talking to each other. This teacher, that teacher, they ain't doing nothing. This school, special education. Why don't all y'all come together and cause a goddamn stink? You know what? They ain't worried about y'all. Just put that child in the car and go home. Bring them back up here tomorrow. All you gonna do is stand out there and talk shit about the teacher. All you gonna do is talk shit about the high school. All you gonna do is talk about the administration at Shelby County School. All you gonna do is talk about the board. But y'all ain't finna come out there. You ain't finna embarrass you, folks. You ain't finna put them. You ain't finna light no fire up on their ass. You ain't finna do that. Because for whatever reason, they to convince you if you do that, you're gonna have a problem. How? How is that gonna happen? Here I am on social media. What you gonna do? You gonna come look me up? Everybody know where I work at. Some folks here tell you where I work at. Come look me up. But they not worried about me because here's the thing about it. Brother, you might be making good points. You might have, but most, like I said, you one of them northern niggas. You one of them uppity niggas. You one of them educated niggas. See, we got our niggas baited down here, man. We got them. We ain't worried about that. Man, we can make all kinds of rules. We can cut all programs. Like I said, just think about it for a moment, y'all. When you go to the Christmas parade, look at the bands. But you have a school superintendent that's making $300,000 a year. You mean to tell me you can't produce? You mean the kids are not interested in band? But these kids love music. They love this. They love it. So why wouldn't they learn how to be musicians so they can do music? Show me where it wouldn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So they have to wait till they leave high school, they got to wait until they discover. Here it is, he go a star. We give them a star right now. No. If we give them a star, if we give them that ability, they're gonna leave poverty. The politician can no longer lie to the community because they see it's coming out of promises. I can't keep making a bullshit ass promise that I have always made and I never come through with it. That's just the truth. That's just how it is, y'all. That's why they keep doing what they're doing. And again, here we go again. School board gonna run again. And if you ask them, what did you implement? What was the changes? The only change that I heard about school is they finna change the name. No new curriculum. That is, folks talk about STEM. Look, it is what it is. Everybody's not going to do. What's wrong with teaching the children that? What's wrong with bringing that back? What's wrong with the voucher program? Man, some of them kids, whatever. One person asked me, that's what the voucher program is for. If you can't afford it, the voucher programs help you with tuition. It is what it is. You see what I'm saying? But just like I said with me, with Lausanne, the problem is, they know they done dealt with folks that had kids in private school. See, I had to attend. There's no question. I get a letter. We ain't seen you here. We ain't seen we don't see the coach of the football team say he ain't never shook your hand. You ain't never been to this. You ain't never been to that. Something concerning your boy. Where you at? You see, it's just like the same way with the mothers. Where you at, baby? You ain't made no sandwiches, man. You ain't volunteered. You ain't went on. You where you at? But see, they know this. See, well, y'all don't want to go there. See, we don't force you to do field trips. We don't take the kids nowhere to learn nothing. Like I said, my son been in Washington, D.C., been overseas. You know what I'm saying? All this, they go here. They do that. They take them places. They do things. Yeah, we got to come out of our pocket for some of it, but not all of it. But again, that's the bit. Y'all know y'all ain't got no money. Girl, you know if you send your child to a private school, baby, you ain't gonna be able to get that lace front. You ain't gonna be able to get them, but man, man, you might not be able to drive that Mercedes Benz, man. Come on, man. Let your kids stay in public school where the shit is free and ain't shit going on. You all right, take that money, you go on a vacation with them somewhere. We ain't gotta take them nowhere. Just drop them off here to a daycare center, because that's what it is. K through 12 now in public school, it's a daycare center. We watching your children. We not teaching your children. We're not putting a fire up on their ass anymore because we don't have to do that. We making these motherfucking salaries. You can't, parents tell you all the time, they try to resolve issues. They send emails out. They very seldom get answered, if any. You try to call them during the day, you get a recording all the time. You don't get no motherfucking response. That was it. That's all it was. That was it. Now you got other people from the outside, got mentoring programs going on. That's a good thing. But again, why is it that you have a problem with giving an option to the poor? Why can't you do the voucher program? Like I told you people, it has nothing to do with funding. The reason why they don't want you to leave public school, that means my salary finna drop. That's what that's about, because there's nothing in the school that they are funding. If parents are talking about the special education division of the school, it's not doing anything. So where's the money at? What you doing with the money? What are you doing with the money? I'm just saying. What are you doing with it? Nothing. It's going towards salaries. It's going toward Mercedes Benz. It's going toward $200,000, $300,000 houses. It's going on trips to Hawaii and shit like that. That's what it's for. Because you're not doing nothing else with it. There's no new programs in school. Like I said, I'm just giving you the basic program. And people ought to be sick of that. When you look at the band ain't hitting on nothing. The choirs ain't hitting on nothing. There's nothing else going on in the school. Yes, there are some kids that have other outside issues, have childhood traumas, abuse, and we understand. And those are things that we also need to address. But not everybody, man. I guarantee you, if you had vocational training in high school, a lot of this stuff would stop. Because then you have young brothers out here at 18, 19 years old. These brothers at 18, 19 years old will be putting alternators in. They be laying plumbing. They will be doing heat and air. They won't be out on the town with the pistol. They won't be out on the town with the gun, rob and carjacking, because they got a trade up under their belt. But see, when they leave high school, what they gonna do? They ain't got nothing. They ain't going to college. They're not going to college. They don't want to go to college. They don't want to go to the military. What they finna do? They finna put their pistol in and get to doing what they got to do. But like I said again, when you bring this up, we ain't got no funding. Well, why is you making the money then? But you want to drop off some of your money? No. It's just the truth. I'm just telling y'all like it is. When I talk about the black church, if we believe that the education out there, why is it that we don't have our own private institutions? Why don't we have this at Golden Gate? Why don't we have this at New Salem? Why don't we have this over here? I'm naming churches. Why don't we have that over there? No, man, that's fucking with the collection plate, man. It's gonna fuck with my fur coats. It's gonna fuck with the first lady's hats, and then it's gonna mess with my side chick hat. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it 100. That's what this is about. That's why you don't see us doing it, but you see everybody else doing it. You see everybody else starting their own school. Kids are going to it. They graduate. They're picking up scholarships. They're going off to universities. They're doing all this. But when you look at us, we're not even thinking about that, man. What we want to do, put these kids' clothes on, push them out the motherfucking door, push them on school bus, drop their ass off. They go inside school. They stand up there. You pick their ass up at school, drop them off, and that's it. They gonna make it the best way they know how. So again, that's why I said I did this. Why I did it real quick, and stuff like that. But basically, that's what I was saying in the group. We need to stop talking about we can't do something in the school system. We need to stop being nice to the Memphis City school system or the Shelby County school system or the Memphis and Shelby County school system, whatever name they're going to come up with. We need to put a fire up under their ass. Like I said, we should be embarrassed as parents for an individual, for some folks to sit up on a board, say they want an appreciation day. For what? You're an elected official, not appointed. You elected. You chose to run. You did nobody what I needed. Okay, I appreciate you serving. Thank you for doing nothing. And now I'm finna vote your ass up out of there. What I need to appreciate you for? School graduation rates have not risen. They done got worse. You have more school incidents of violence at the schools every day now. Come on now. They ain't all being reported. The only ones to be reported are the ones that are major. And if some parent decides to call the local news and say something back there, there ain't nothing going on. Parents, when you decide that the education of your child is number one priority in their life, number one, they must be educated. They must know how to read. This doesn't up. Light a fire up under their ass. It is what it is, people. We're not lighting fires up under the school's ass. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to keep seeing the problem. And I tell anybody, you can afford private school. You can. I guarantee you like it better. I swear you will. I'm telling you, it's gonna be nerve-wracking for some kids because it is what it is. Here's homework every night. And ain't nobody handing no motherfucking sheets of paper. It's all on left. Hey, let's go to work. They got it every night. My son said to myself, from the 9th grade all the way to papers. Got to write up papers. Got to write it on papers. Always got to research it all on the paper. But when I told him, when you get to college, that's going to help you out. Because that's all y'all do. Y'all steady doing it. Just saying. But what are we doing here in our school system? We can't build we don't have the funding to build. We don't have the funding to build new schools. Okay, you took certain things. Where that money go? Just like recently, we had a charter school here, $80,000 gone. We had to get rid of that school because why? Somebody over there buying a new suit. Somebody over there putting some money down on a car. Somebody over there putting money down on a house. Somebody done bought them a new dressing pumps and lace fronts. They just messing the money out. Why? Because all they're going to do is go, yeah, let us do a child. Let us do one. Soon as they get in there, there ain't nobody watching. Take that money. Been doing it for the last couple of years. Finally, they got caught. They got a bank. Fuck it. It's gone. I got the house. Ain't nobody finna go. We just gonna dissolve this shit. Ain't nobody finna go to jail. Ain't finna be no criminal charge. Nothing. Okay, we tried it. We tried to help the black community. We tried to help the black kids. Okay, I'm gonna go home. I got me a new house. I got me a new car. Got me a new. I go somewhere. I just give it a little more time. I get myself hooked on to another. Hell, I might move out of Memphis and go somewhere and try the same shit again. The reason why we get treated the way we get treated in my city, in Memphis and Shelby County, for whatever reason it is, man, we scared to light a fire up on these folks' ass. We scared to put them on Front Street. We scared to put our city council on Front Street. We scared to put our county commission on Front Street. We got individuals wasting it, like I told you before. It killed me. They didn't care nothing about their dying. Folks were dying. You had young people lose their life. Then had killing on top of killing on top of killing. But when all of a sudden now CNN, MSNBC, Facebook, everybody's blown up. One individual right now, everybody's in the spotlight. Oh, we need to have a goddamn meeting about this. Man, we need to have a damn meeting about this crime. I don't give a damn. If we got to do it tonight, we're going to do it. Here we go. We finna put a goddamn sign over it with their name on it and this, that, another. Man, shit. But you done had people that died long before that. But you getting played. You wonder why. Here's another. The mayor here in this city talking about a Ford plant. It's in Western Tennessee. But motherfuckers live in Shelby County. We got to damn near drive 45 minutes to get a job. We got to damn near drive 45 minutes to get a goddamn job. But the reason why we can never get it here in this city, why won't nobody relocate their headquarters here? Why? City and county government tore up from the floor up. They already know that. They already know what you think an executive even had. Look, hey, some executives do whatever they do. You think they're going to move here to Memphis and put their child in Germantown, Houston, Collierville High, Fairleigh, Westwood, whatever? I mean, you think they're going to move here to Memphis? Somebody that's working, they're going to move their kids and they already see what the school system is like? That's why you can't get nobody to relocate here. Then you got a county commission you got to talk to. You got a county mayor that you got to talk to, a county administrator, but we call them the county mayor you got to talk to. You got to talk to the city mayor. Then you got to talk to the city council. You got folks on the city council. What you going to give me? On the county commission, what you going to give me? Mayor got his hand out. What you going to give me? The county commission, county administrator or county mayor, what you going to give me? State representative, what you going to give me? Everybody got their goddamn hand out. Man, fuck Shelby County and Memphis. Man, we finna go above them. We finna go to Nashville. We finna go somewhere else. We ain't thinking about making Memphis, man, fuck that. We ain't going down there to them. Reason why it's like that, that's the reason why we having the problems that we are having here in the city of Memphis. Until y'all stop acting, look, this is a black city, this is a black county. Need to let it be known that's what we are. And we expect, this is what we expect. But they ain't worried about it. Because see, what they done is, they done gave a couple of Negroes a few crumbs. They done let them take some photos. They done let them be at some events. They done done it. They done let them come to some pool parties and this, that, and that. They done allowed them to do that. So they not going to cause any stink. Because, man, if I really, because be honest, in our community, some of us, man, just like I said, we make a little money. We get a little money in that power. We might have a little position where it's a 9 to 5 on our own, but we make a little money. Once we get up there, we don't think about the less of us. Because like some people would ask me, Robert Lee, why are you so concerned about Shelby County schools and your son went to all private schools? Those are black children inside of that school system that are being mistreated. I'm a black male. They of the what how you treat them is how you would treat me. Point blank. But see, most black men, most black women scared to say that. That's why I'm concerned. No, my son never attended from elementary all the way through. He only went to private. Yes, he did. But I'm still a black man that are concerned about the black people and black children that go to public schools. Y'all fucking them over. And I'm trying to rally the parents up. Come on, let's go get them, man. Let's go take care of that. Your children deserve an education. Let's go get them, man. What they scared of? What you gonna do? What they gonna do? What they gonna suspend your kids? They gonna put them out to school? What's gonna happen? They can't dissolve public school. They can't. I don't know what people. You can't dissolve public. What gonna happen? We too preoccupied with nothing. We are too preoccupied with nothing that ain't benefiting the community in one shape, form, or fashion at all. Like I said, one of my solutions, and that's just one that I'm talking about on this, I might do another post in the group or whatever. My main solution, bring vocation, take that federal money, bring vocation to all Shelby County schools, Germantown, everybody. Bring it to them. If they want it, put it in there, especially in a city. Westwood, Booker T. Washington, I don't think Carr is open anymore. Fairleigh, all these schools, Hamilton. You got the facilities right now. To convert it won't take no time. Teach the kids auto mechanic. When they come out, have them to take the state exam. When they graduate, certified mechanics. They can make money. They ain't got to worry about the military. They ain't got to worry about college. I'm a certified mechanic. I can go work over here and make my money, or I can start my own business. I'm telling you, man, why they don't want that to go on, man, because we will lose control of our Negroes. We won't have them going to the pipeline. We will have young men, we will have men, period, returning to the home. Why they gotta go to job? Why they gotta go to Job Corps to get this trade when they get this trade right here in high school? Why they gotta go to Job Corps? Because again, we want them to mess up. We want them to be and stay in poverty because they'll slip up. Oh, here we go. Here go one of our products going into the prisons. Having my stock go up. Private prison, whatever, local. Let's go. Let's go. But see, if you do that, you'll have a young man to be able to take care of his family. He'll be an auto mechanic, being able to raise his family. He'll be a plumber, able to help provide and this, that, and that, heating, air conditioning. He'll be able to provide roofer, all this brickman. Yeah. Sure is. Ain't nobody, like I said, in the Hispanic community, ain't no problem going on. They laying concrete, they up on roof, they laying pipe, they doing all these different things. You see 3, 4 kids, wife looking good, kids ain't dirty. They loaded plenty of groceries in the car. They at Walmart all day long buying clothes and everything. So why can't we do that in the black neighborhood? Explain that to me. Why we can't do that? Why can't we do that in our community? Just that simple. Why can't we start our own school? Like I said with churches up in the end. Like I said with church, you know why the churches don't want to do it? Because the pastor won't have any more money. See, some of that money got to go there to fund their school. You see what I'm saying? No, man, I can't do that. I can't put the diamonds on I can't have gold chains and diamond shit around my neck. We can't do that. That's the reality of this. So if we want to change what's going on in the community, we want to change that. This is one of the things that we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to feel like we're gonna have to do something about this. We're gonna have to light a fire up under their ass, especially here, any other city. You can't be afraid. What are you afraid of? Only thing that can happen is change. That's the only thing that can happen. It's change. Are you afraid of it? Is that it? Are you afraid of it? Or like I said, do they have y'all baited down? Do they have y'all under control? Like I said, to those parents, you said special education, special needs, that to be, hey, they ain't do. Why ain't y'all flooding the auditorium with the school board talking about that? You, like I said, you talk about it in front of the schools. You on the phone with other parents and this, that, and other. Why ain't y'all down there doing that? Why ain't you down there embarrassing them, making them look like complete buffoons? That's what you need to do. You need to stay on the news. You need to document. This is what's happened. That's what's happened. Look, do the research. If you have to, get an attorney. They don't have no problem with it. Yeah, there's plenty of attorneys out here that will mess with you. Sure will. And for those that are scared to touch it, you know what time that is. White benefactor. That's what that's about. At one point in time, we wanted what we wanted and we was willing to sacrifice for it. Are we willing to sacrifice for that now? Because our children are falling by the wayside, people. Young men, young women are dying in the street for the lack of knowledge. And it starts with us. It starts with us. Watch the election. I tell some people that watch this live and this, that, and that, watch the election. When they start talking, folks running for school board, watch the lies they're going to tell you. Watch them lies they're going to come up with. They're going to promise you everything. And they ain't finna tell you nothing that they done done. Nothing. They ain't doing nothing for you at all. If we're concerned about the education of our children, we don't like it, black folks need to stand up and do like we did in the past. for those that are not scared, those that are not bought off. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, this one here was one kind of long. I ain't do nothing but an hour on this one because this is what this was for. But like I said, they were just in response. I'm gonna share this to my group that I'm a part of. That's all I was saying. Black folks needed. We don't have any options. We need to remove our children from public school. Yes, we need to do that. You need to get it because I listed some programs that you can get into. It's on my page. You can go to them. They right there, and they will help you pay for private school. Start removing your children from the Shelby County, Memphis City School, Memphis Shelby, whatever the new name is gonna be. They flip flopping. That's all they doing. Just renaming it. They ain't coming up with no new program. Remove your kids at their school. Watch how they're gonna start acting a fool. Watch how your superintendent get. If you are successful, watch him disappear. Man, I ain't finna worry about it, man. Shit, I got to go. Folks ain't finna pay me, man. I finna roll. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they gonna do. That's exactly what they gonna do. They are not concerned about it. Talking about the federal funding. What they worried about is the money coming up missing. They're gonna lose their fixed figures. They're not worried about your children. They don't care. And what's so bad about it is black folks that don't care. Most of your school board members are black, and they ain't doing nothing for your kid. But you really elected them. They your church member. Some of y'all just it don't take nothing to get on the school board. All you do, a lot of these folks, this is the first, a lot of these folks here they just got on, I ain't gonna do them, but I ain't gonna name no name. Some of these folks, man, only been members of certain churches for maybe 2-3 years. They became a member of the church so people could see them. Then they got to talking. Then they decided to run for the school board. Now they're on school board because they're a member of this church because they got the congregation. All they got to do is pick up a couple more votes. That's all they got to do. Y'all getting played every time. I'm saying if you won't change, the only thing that can happen is change. But let it keep going the way it's going. Ain't nothing going to change. You're going to keep seeing young men dying in the street. You're going to keep seeing young women die in the street. You're going to keep seeing young men go to prison. You're going to keep seeing young women going to prison. If we don't make a change in this community, and it starts with us, the citizen and the black community, we need to open our mouths up. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'll holler at you.